It's a Victory Monday here on Philadelphia Eagles Now, and it's all presented by Manscaped. The Eagles balling out en route to this perfect 5-0 record. You can ball out with the best men's grooming products and get 20% off and free shipping by heading to manscaped.com/chat. Promo code chat for that deal to apply. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. So like Johnny Drama said in Entourage, victory! And for the fifth time this year, we're able to say that. Haven't talked about an L so far, and we're not taking an L on today's show. So much to get to. Jason Kelce injury update. Following the firing of Matt Rhule with the Carolina Panthers, could Howie Roseman pull off a trade for an elite edge rusher in Brian Burns? And more news and notes from yesterday's epic win over the Arizona Cardinals as the Fly Eagles Fly family took over the stadium in Glendale, Arizona. First, though, the Birds are 5-0, and it is Dallas week. So if you're pumped up about this football team, excited about that dub yesterday, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, smash that John for Victory Monday if you're really juiced up about this football team. And yes, like I said, it is Dallas week. Cannot wait to preview that Cowboys game throughout this week as well. But we begin with Jason Kelce. A little bit of an injury update with him after Nick Sirianni just spoke with the media moments ago. Kelce suffered a low left ankle sprain against Arizona. He talked about this injury in the locker room after the game, said he does not expect to miss the Cowboys game on Sunday Night Football in Week 6. And if he were to miss that game, that would end a pretty crazy streak of consecutive starts. Jason Kelce, number 62, a future Hall of Famer in the NFL and for the Birds, has made 127 consecutive starts. This is a guy who's flirted with retirement seemingly the last couple of years, but still one of, if not the best centers in the NFL. And it's really hugely important to have him on the field. Yes, I have confidence in Cam Jurgens, the rookie second-round pick out of Nebraska, if Kelce were not able to go, because thanks to Kelce scouting him and giving that advice to Howie Roseman, I think the Eagles hit on that pick, and he plays a similar style to Jason Kelce. But folks, I know that we all hate Dallas, but this Cowboys defense is legit. One of the best units in the NFL. And if you have one of your leaders on this team calling out the shots from Dan Quinn's defense offensively in Jason Kelce from that center position, it gives you a better opportunity to matriculate the ball downfield, put points on the board, and maximize your offense. So, if you hate the Dallas Cowboys, this is what I want you to do right now in the comment section, and I expect to hear from everybody. Type F Dallas. And a programming note for us all throughout this week. Going to be going live on Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Therefore, when we do go live, you'll be notified. Sunday Night Football watch party against Cowboys is going to get real because we're going to have a little bit of a super chat competition with the Dallas Cowboys report and Tom Downey, type F Tom, as well. And we're also doing a sub-off against the Cowboys report throughout this week. Now, you take a look at the numbers here. Dallas Cowboys report, led by Tom Downey, one of the OG channels here under the Chat Sports umbrella. And they have 136,000 plus subscribers. Now, it's my goal to get Eagles Now to that level at some point. Let's start right now, folks. Hit that red subscribe button if you want videos every single day on the Philadelphia Eagles. News, rumors, analysis, all 22 live shows and watch parties. Lock us in because nobody's doing it like we're doing it here, covering the Birds on Eagles Now. To some Eagles trade rumors now. Could Philadelphia trade for Brian Burns, who over the last couple of years since entering the league in the 2019 NFL Draft has been one of the more premier edge rushers in the sport? Matt Rhule, formerly of Temple University, got fired, and will the Panthers sell? And if they do that, could they off Brian Burns? Could they trade away Christian McCaffrey? And if that's the case, if they do decide to sell with the team that seems to be rebuilding, or at least should go in that direction because the chest a little bit barren, then Howie Roseman should go out and get a stud because the Eagles need a premium edge rusher on this roster. Now, I saw this tweet from Brett Coleman, who does a great job of breaking film down on his YouTube channel. He said Brian Burns to Philly would make a lot of sense, and I agree, from a scheme perspective, but also a need perspective. And the fact that this guy just consistently gets after the quarterback. Can you imagine having Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick on the same team? That's what the Panthers had last year, yet they were still bad. That's why Matt Rhule got canned. But the Eagles, why make the trade? They need an edge rusher. They have the draft assets to give up for Brian Burns, 2 first-round picks in the 2023 NFL Draft. He's only 24 years old, even though this is his 4th year in the league. He's under contract next year for a base salary of $16 million. So you're paying Hassan Reddick $15, maybe Brian Burns $16 if you pull the trigger on this deal. Money well allocated, in my opinion, in today's pass-happy NFL. As for what Burns has been able to do this year, and really, as I said, he's been a stud since coming out of Florida State. 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 6 tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup, and in terms of generating pressure, he's number 2 in win rate behind Nick Bosa, who leads the NFL in sacks with 6. As for his first 4 seasons in the NFL, this guy has consistently been a very, very elite player. Comes into league 2019, already starts it off with 7.5 sacks. 2020, he tallies 9 with 4 pass breakups and 3 forced fumbles. So he does do a lot of the same things that Hassan Reddick does with just being a game changer and a game wrecker. Just a knack for making plays, sacking the quarterback and causing havoc as a pass rusher, but also forcing fumbles. Last year, he was really good. And this year, he's been elite. 2nd in the NFL in pressure rate, as I said, behind the great Nick Bosa. So the numbers show you and the film shows you that Brian Burns is a truly special talent, and the Eagles like to prioritize the offensive and defensive lines. That's how they build this football team from inside out, and I agree with that philosophy, and I agree with the thought of making a nice little trade for Brian Burns if the Panthers do end up selling as they kind of flip the page and look for their new regime. The question, what's the price tag? I think it would be pretty expensive, the trade for Brian Burns. I'm thinking a first-round pick and then some, maybe a first-round pick and let's say a 3rd, 4th, 5th, something in that middle tier. You want to give up a player? Maybe, but I don't want to see the Eagles do that because I like how well-equipped this roster is with some of the good players and the depth pieces that they have. But a first-round pick and then some, I'm doing that for Brian Burns. What are y'all doing? Let me know right now in the comment section. Would you give up a first-rounder? One of the 2 first-round picks that the Eagles have next year. I'm doing it because this team is all in to win right now. Number 1 team in the NFL. Last undefeated team in the National Football League. Take a step in Howie's shoes. D for do the deal, P for pricey. Let me know what you would do right now in the comment section. As I said off the top of the show, Eagles Now is presented by Manscaped. And with football season is here, you know that fall is upon us. And it's fresh ball fall, the season of pumpkin spice and making sure that your balls and your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in the fall breeze and using Manscaped products, including the Platinum Package, to trim your balls with ease. That's right. Today's show brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. I was in New York over the weekend, flew into Philadelphia, got a view of the beautiful Philly skyline. I saw the fall foliage up there because down here in Dallas, it's still 80, 90 degrees every single day. But you don't want foliage down below the belt. Solve that. Take care of it with Manscaped and join the 6 million men worldwide who trust them by heading to manscaped.com/chat for 20% off and free shipping. Some more takeaways from this game against Arizona and as we propel forward here in the 2022 NFL season. Of course, we went live to recap the game last night. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. $340 in Super Chats as we got the party going once again for the Trace and Chase show. But more takeaways after I rewatched the game, took a look at some film, and just some numbers that I want to pass along. So the Eagles, 5-0 for the first time since 2004. Just the 3rd time in franchise history that they've reached that mark. And they've been led by Jalen Hurts, who continues to be an MVP candidate in this league. Multiple rushing scores for the 7th time in his career. Only Cam Newton has more in NFL history with 10. More notes on Jalen Hurts toting the rock and 15 carries this week, 17 in week 1. I kind of want to find the middle number there, but the pass rush got home, and some of those run plays did break down the opposing defense in Arizona, and that's kind of what they had to do. 19 career rushing touchdowns for Hurts after adding 2 more yesterday on kind of that rugby scrum formation with 3 backs in the backfield behind Hurts as they kind of just pushed him and carried him into the goal line on some of the short yardage situations. But his 19 career rushing touchdowns, the most for a quarterback in NFL history through the first 25 starts. More numbers for Hurts because it hurts so good. More rushing touchdowns than Derrick Henry this year, more rushing yards than Najee Harris. Those are two of the top backs in the NFL. Najee Harris, maybe more middle pack. Derrick Henry up there as King Henry. He has more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers as we go from rushing numbers to passing numbers. And Jalen Hurts, a higher passer rating throughout the first 5 games than the GOAT in Tom Brady. So it goes to show you just how truly special Jalen Hurts has been throughout the first 5 matchups of the season. And going into this game against the Dallas Cowboys, this is the best litmus test that the Eagles can ask for at this juncture of the season. The Cowboys have a great defensive line, a great defensive coordinator. Obviously, Trayvon Diggs is arguably one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Micah Parsons is legit. They really are stacked at all 3 levels. Defensive line, linebacking core, and in that secondary. And it's going to be a great opportunity to see how truly elite Jalen Hurts is and where truly this Eagles offense is. Are they in the upper echelon of offensive units in the NFL? Or have they kind of overplayed what they actually are so far, given the opponents that have been on the schedule? Now, as I said, I was boarding a flight in Dallas heading to Philadelphia on Thursday, and I was wearing an Eagles shirt, and some people were like, look at this guy wearing an Eagles shirt. And I looked at him. I said, yeah, we're 4-0. You guys Cowboys fans? They said, yeah. I said, all right, we'll see you next week. Cooper Rush better than Dak Prescott? And they're like, nah. Cooper Rush has won 4 games. And they're like, Jalen Hurts ain't it. Well, all that Jalen Hurts has done so far is prove that he is it, and he is Himothy. Jalen Hurts is him. That's what I told them, and I think he's going to be able to display that at Lincoln Financial Field Sunday Night Football against those Cowgirls. So if you think Jalen Hurts is it, and I want you to type him in the comment section right now. One more note on Aaron Siposs, because punters and kickers are people too. How about this? I thought this was somewhat surprising. I fielded a question last week or the week before on one of our live shows about Aaron Siposs, that he hasn't been that good. Well, over his last 4 games, he has landed nearly 59%, 10 of 17 of his punts inside the 20-yard line, ranked 2nd in the NFL during that span, trailing only Johnny Hecker, who's had to punt the football away a lot because Carolina's offense is dog shit. He has 12 of 18. So Aaron Siposs actually has been pretty good. Siposs, punters are people too. One more programming note, in case you missed it a little bit earlier. Thursday live show. Subscribe. Turn on those notices. It's going to be a party, and we have a surprise reveal that we will show you. Can't wait for that announcement on Thursday's live show. Sunday Night Football watch party against the Cowboys, and we're doing a sub-off against the Cowboys report. Let me ask you this. Do you love the Philadelphia Eagles? Yes? Okay. You're going to love the content that we give you. Informative, entertaining analysis, year-round videos, basically every single day. Hit that red sub button. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Victory Monday. EAGLES. We'll catch you tomorrow.